day, so a gym owner came in, we were just jamming, and we were talking about it and listening to him talk about it as an unapologetic CrossFit. The Open is like Vegas. Everyone is super excited for it on your way out, but by the time it's done, you're ready to go the fuck home.
What the fuck, though?
I know you just told me what you're doing, but for the purpose of the camera, what are you doing?
I am writing a note to one of our members who's been having kind of a tough time with a family member.
And what do we call these?
This is a random act of kindness. And
a rack.
You call it a rack.
I've never called it a rack until just now.
Okay. I call it a random act of kindness. Giving him an hour-long session with Hannah, who's our yoga instructor.
What's your favorite one that we've done? Do you have a favorite?
I'm excited about this one, to be honest.
Who is it that we gave whiskey to? We got a gym owner who dropped in today for class. He's in from out of town, Long Island, I believe. So I don't know, I'm gonna go grab a cup of coffee with him and shoot the shit. Are you the punctual fucker?
I am.
What's up, man?
Shane, how's it going?
You, brother.
I have my car blocked in this morning.
Oh, dude, it's one of those days. So one of the other things I'm trying to do in 2019 is be way more organized. Normally my desk is just like a clusterfuck of just paperwork. Like I got fucking fabric samples for the cushions for the lounge, architecture drawings, city fucking maps, you know, more goddamn architecture drawings. And by the way, when I get a lot of you guys that are doing the whole like, hey, I really like your whole aesthetics first impression psychology kind of approach to the front desk and the lounge and the gym. I want to make my place look better. What did you do to make it better? Was it your own idea? Did you hire somebody? I highly recommend you hire a firm, like an architectural firm, someone who's going to sit there and go ahead and kind of create the drawings of what you want so that, you know, your ideas come to life. However, that shit can get expensive. There are other options. You can DIY this by getting a Pinterest account and going on there, and Pinterest is the best resource for interior design, both residential and commercial. And then you can get some ideas and you could just do it yourself. Probably won't look as good, or maybe it is. Maybe you're really handy, I don't know. That's one route. The other route is a company called Decorilla, whatever the fuck it is. I've never used it. I've had clients that have used it with, some had really good results, like really good experience. Some had an okay experience. But so far it seems like a pretty cool option. Essentially it's like Fiverr or Upwork, but for interior designers. So that might be something you want to look into. How long have you been doing that? So did you just start with the Mad Labs?
Yeah, I think the beginning of November.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Craig and those guys are smart.
Opening up with PT basically for our older members that
Sure.
have been there legacy members, because they're not, you know, the hybrid membership that we're starting to bring in is not really, they're not wanting that.
They're not, again, they've already been to the all-you-can-eat buffet. Like, it's harder to pitch it on them. It'll generally, I tell people, wait around, if you can do PT first for all the new people for about 8 months, right around that 8-month mark, that's when your PT first people will start leapfrogging the current members. It's crazy. You'll see someone who spent 5 hours, and what you'll find is you'll sell a 5-pack. Like, you won't go right, selling 10 packs off right off the bat. I tell people just start with a 5 or start with 3 and 6, 5 and 10, whatever you're comfortable with. And you'll make that first 5-pack become a second 5-pack. And before you know it, they'll buy another 5, but they'll only use them every 3 weeks or something like that. Before you know it, they've had 15 hours with a coach, and that person literally is doing shit in class that Sally, who's been with you for 4 years, cannot do yet or is still struggling with. She will get kind of pissed off. There will be an attitude between those two members. You'll notice it. You'll say something like, listen, I know you're frustrated, but I just also need you to understand, she's been working with me or so-and-so coach for 15 fucking hours.
Yep.
I probably in my entire 4 years with you have never spent 15 individual hours with you. I give you 4 minutes per class, 1 minute per class. And that just, once that culture starts to change, and one of the things Sean gave me, this was something he gave me when I was on his podcast 2 years ago. Like, what are your colors? Black, white, greenish?
Navy blue and green.
Okay, navy blue and green, cool. If you're coach, do you guys have coaches shirts in like your colors?
So we're getting them, like you said, coaches one, trainers another.
There you go. That's such a great move. I don't know if Sean came up with that or what. I used to do that, see that in Globo gyms, but the most contrasting color, make that your personal training shirt.
Yes.
Are you just one of those guys that your legs don't get cold? It's fucking freezing out.
Cold outside.
It is freezing
out. 55. The high's like 70. No, dude, it's warm.
She says heat-trapping legs. So let's talk about this. Do we have anything else to talk about? We're obviously not getting to the open, but I do want to. I want us to start doing something like at least maybe once a year, twice a year kind of scenario, where it's some kind of a field day. I don't want to use the word field day, but that's
field day.
Yeah, correct, which is why. But essentially something that if you were to create a test, like a decathlon-esque test, maybe 10 elements of something. Yeah, see, I think it should be very much kind of like the Just Move, like again, if Deuce were to pick like, okay, here's 10 things. Like it's some kind of domain, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, and it just boom, 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 boom. It's something that when you guys program, you could just create 10 stations and know that we could service 50 people if we needed to. And it's fun, it's community, but it's really fun. It's 10 events for 2, like it gets really difficult. So a gym owner came in, we were just jamming, and we were talking about it and listening to him talk about it as an unapologetic CrossFit. The Open is like Vegas. Everyone is super excited for it on your way out, but by the time it's done, you're ready to go the fuck home. In Friday Night Lights, there was like 3 elements. You were either doing the workout, you were judging the workout, or you're kind of like hanging out, and the serious people were prepping. Right? I don't think we'll have as much of the prepping, so I think there's those 3 categories. Whereas the Open is this random collection of exercises and workouts that whatever. This will at least be something like, hey, you're like, this is all stuff that you'll notice, this is all stuff that was going to make sense. Like you're going to look at this like, oh shit, yeah, we have been working on these 10 elements a ton. But I think the logistics, it's got to be something that just boom, 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 boom. It's moving on a clock. Everyone's rotating very Just Move like amongst these 10. And I'm saying 10, maybe it's not 10. I just like the idea of fucking around with some branding that has to do with decathlon. Like,
is there something to, like we talked about how like Orange Theory has like a Hell Week.
Yep.
Is there something to that where it's like, it's not necessarily just this one day and oh shoot, I can't make that day. Well, you missed it.
It's a logistics thing for Orange Theory. The reason they do it is because you have 400 members. If you have one event, they'd never be able to have that. So it's just a Hell Week that allows the majority of them to participate. There's got to be some cool bragging rights on it. So Leah would have to be cool on social with it, and like she'd have to be creative and like, hey, we get a photo of everybody. Like we try to get photos that are like we have the photographer out. That way we can go ahead and there's not like a winner, but we can be like, James got this many pull-ups in our testing day thing, whatever we're going to call this. Can we get Quick Trip to sponsor it?
Definitely.
100%.
If we just listed Quick Trip as our primary sponsor on everything, but they've never actually sponsored anything.
Eventually they'll
powered by Quick Trip.
What we do is we make it happening. Yeah, and it's...
So, yesterday's vlog was all about, today's vlog, not today for me, today for you, but like the vlog I dropped today being Tuesday was all about this, right? This was the podcast, the first episode of I May Be Wrong, but I Doubt It.
I may be wrong, but I doubt it. I may be wrong, I may be wrong, but I doubt it.
And I literally fucked it up so bad from an audio technician's standpoint. I didn't even have this mic, I think, plugged in. I don't know. I must have been going off like the laptop mic. It's an absolute shit show. And as a creator and someone who's like literally just kind of getting into this whole, like, I'm just going to go out and make shit every single day for you guys. I pride myself on the quality of this stuff to a certain degree. And even this, like, I know it's still gonna be beneficial. Some of you guys will will still get a lot of use out of it. You'll still really like it, but I really, really apologize for fucking this up. I really, really apologize. And if you guys are doing podcasts via Zoom or anything, always make sure your input and outputs are selected appropriately. Sound test everybody, and just try not to fuck up like I did, because I've been getting a lot of questions on it. Everyone's been asking how these guys have been holding up, like these pull-up bars, the kind of suspended trapeze artist type fucking things. These are great. I don't recommend them for the traditional CrossFit gym that just allows everyone to kind of like kip fuck their way through movements, right? These actually require you to have some scap strength. Like you have to actually be able to load your scaps to initiate the movement, or otherwise you just sway around. So, but if you're really into strict gymnastic movements, I highly recommend it. If you do a lot of kipping in your shit, probably not the best thing. Just stick with the rig.